and that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over Venezuela that doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people in mind. We've had decades of that. We're not going to let that happen. We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such time as a proper transition can take place. As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money.
What's up, folks? We're live. We're alive. I'm live early.
Ready to
We're obviously covering all the stuff that's going on. There's so much happening.
We need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave.
Here.
If we needed to do so, we actually assumed that a second wave.
I don't know why it's so the audio is so ass.
Now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, will make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. They suffered. So much was taken from them. They're not going to suffer anymore.
Oh, yeah.
The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the king.
We needed someone who's like, we needed someone who's a pliant Zionist psychopath. Machado.
Illicit drugs into the United States.
The people are welcoming us as liberators.
Indictment. He personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel.
Yeah. De la Source. De la Rose. Not real, by the way. Not a real cartel, by the way. All of this is fake.
Responsible for the deaths of countless Americans. The many, many Americans, hundreds, thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil.
Dude.
Right now they're on a ship. They'll be heading to, ultimately, New York. And then a decision will be made, I assume, between New York and Miami or Florida.
Hasan, reading your predictions? No, I will defend one aspect of my predictions and not defend
the overwhelming evidence of their crimes will be presented in a court of law.
But later.
And
but we'll talk about it in a second.
I've seen what we have. It's both horrible and breathtaking that something like this could have been allowed to take place. For many years after his term as president of Venezuela expired, Maduro remained in power and waged a ceaseless campaign of violence, terror, and subversion against the United States of America, threatening not only our people, but the stability of the entire region. And you all saw it. In addition to trafficking gigantic amounts of illegal drugs.
The United States is the greatest terrorist of all time. It's the #1 terrorist on the planet. It's really funny that people try to act like that's not the case. It's really funny that they even try to make it seem as though there's any sort of legal justification for what we did last night. For those of you who are under a rock and unfamiliar with what took place, Donald Trump is currently giving a speech about, you know, why we had to bomb Caracas and shit. Caracas, capital of Venezuela. The reality of the matter is, we do it because we can. We do it because we want their oil. We do it because we want their gold. We do it because we want to decouple anyone in our backyard, right? from collaborating or cooperating with other countries that we've declared foreign adversaries, specifically China, specifically Russia, specifically Iran. We do it for the love of the game. We do it because we can. And it's really funny when they try to like come up with justifications for it, like as though there's any legalese that justifies this kind of nonsense. But yes, last night we bombed Caracas after months and months of bombing fishing boats off the coastline of Venezuela. We bombed Caracas and we invaded it militarily, but technically it wasn't a real invasion. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I made a prediction that America was not going to invade Venezuela. And then literally after I ended the stream, I think like approximately an hour after, they did do technically a special military operation, not an invasion, but a special military operation. We'll talk about the distinction in a second. And they arrested Maduro. Nicolas Maduro.
With more cities, we're doing it, as you know, and we're doing it in Memphis, Tennessee right now, and crime is down. We've just sort of started a few weeks ago, but crime is down now 77%. And,
of course, it's wrong, though. My prediction was wrong. There's no excuse for it. I was wrong. I did not think that Donald Trump was going to invade and then potentially occupy Venezuela. I'm done with invasion predictions. I'm done with that. Okay? I'm done. Never again will I ever say that a psychotic right-wing madman is certainly not going to invade another country. That would be so crazy. That would be so stupid. Remember the last time I made that mistake where another fucking right-wing madman decided to invade Ukraine? Yeah. Okay, here it is.
Very small help because we had no.
This is worse than Ukraine? Wait, what? No, I mean, I wasn't. It's just a fucking prediction, chatter. It's not like I wasn't actively covering Donald Trump encircling Venezuela. Calm down.
Pulling out of there when they need us, we'll know. You'll know. You'll be writing about it. And likewise, Los Angeles, where we saved Los Angeles early on, where the head of the police department made a statement.
Dude,
that
this guy is one speed. Maybe he just legitimately thinks when you send the military to places, you're actually saving it. You know? He's like, we saved Los Angeles, sent the Marines there. Then I sent the Marines to Caracas, saved Caracas. I send the Marines to Melania's room, and they save her. Every time, everyone's saved. Everyone's saved when I send the Marines in.
The place that we're very proud of is Washington, D.C., because it's our nation's capital. We took it from being a crime-ridden mess to being one of the safest cities in the country. But the gangs
you can suck my dick.
They sent raped, tortured, and murdered American women and children. They were in all of the cities I mentioned, Tren de Aragua. And they were sent by Maduro to terrorize our people, and now Maduro will never again be able to threaten an American citizen or
Bro, you want to know something crazy? You want to know something fucking nuts about this? I've talked about this already. Like, the Tren de Aragua stuff is completely overblown. It's not like a significant fucking criminal element, as we've talked about before over and over again. But the reason why there's any Venezuelan refugees in the country is quite literally because of Donald Trump, okay? First, he tuned up the sanctions to 11. Then he gave TPS to the Venezuelans. And now the Venezuelans that actually live on U.S. soil that got temporary protected status from Donald Trump are being considered violent rapist terrorists. And to make matters worse, he's bombing he bombed Caracas, he arrested Maduro, and a lot of those Venezuelans, some of them are going to be in the chat today, are going to fucking talk like this is a fantastic moment and Trump is a great liberator. Bitch, he's saying you're a rapist, okay? I need you to understand this. If you are a fucking Venezuelan expat, if you are a Venezuelan refugee living in the United States of America, understand something. He is saying you're a rapist drug dealer that will get sent to fucking CICOT. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you like Maduro or whether you hate the Chavistas or whatever the fuck, okay? He will use you like a pawn. Okay? You're like a cum rag. That's it.
They sent from their mental institutions, they sent from their jails, prisons. They were drug dealers. They were drug kingpins. They sent everybody bad into the United States.
It's so funny because, like, once again, Maduro, also Venezuelan, he can just lie, right? He can lie in the same exact way. He can lie about Maduro being like, oh, he's a drug dealer. He did the cartel. Fucking bullshit. Complete bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. There's no legal justification for what we did last night, and there's no real justification for it at all. other than complete domination, and that's it. That's the only reason why we're doing it. And every single institution on the planet, from the Nobel Peace Prize to every single European centrist, liberal, democracy lover, appreciator, understander, is totally on board with this movement. Once again, the world is, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of honesty in it. There's a little bit of honesty in all this. Like we're just completely dropping the ball on. We're just completely dropping any notion that the Western world is actually invested in liberalism, or maybe this is what liberalism is, you know?
In the history of our country. Massive oil infrastructure was taken like we were babies, and we didn't do anything about it. I would have done.
I cannot believe he kidnapped a head of state.
America
though.
will never
like,
allow
I can't get over it. It's so psychotic.
Drive us back into and out of our own hemisphere. That's what they did. Furthermore, under the now deposed dictator Maduro, Venezuela was increasingly hosting foreign adversaries in our region.
You guys can't take a terrible man doing a good thing.
Offensive weapons that could threaten U.S. interests and lives, and they use those weapons.
I love the Venezuelans being like, no, you don't understand. We want the pedophilic elite to get their super profits off of Venezuelan oil and gold, and we want to make sure that the puppet Machado is actually implemented in the state of Venezuela, because I want to be a butt slave for an American pedophilic elite for the rest of my life as they extract all of the natural resources of my fucking land. And also, I want to make sure that I do 10 Hail Marys to the great holy nation state of Israel before I actually go to school every morning. This is the type of beauty. This is the type of wonder that I can look forward to under a Machado rule, okay? So, yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You deserve it. Honestly, if you're going to fucking run around talking about, like, you know, how dope this is. You know, I hope you appreciate what you get, because you are going to get it. Okay. I mean, look no further than Iraq. They welcome us as liberators, that type of shit. You already know what it is. That's how we do it, baby.
In a very powerful way in our home region. And our home region is very different than it was just a short while ago. The future will be, and we did this in my first term. We had great dominance in my first term, and we have far greater dominance right now.
I'm almost certain this was an agreement between Maduro and Trump to keep Maduro's exodus patriotic while leaving the Venezuelans to their own fate.
Protect commerce,
I've heard this as well, but I don't know.
Resources that are core to national security. These are core to our national security. Just like tariffs are, they've made our country rich, and they've made our national security stronger than ever before.
Guys, I need you to understand, every single time we've invaded a country and unlocked yet another quagmire that is incredibly costly, that is destabilizing, it was bad. But this time it will be different. Okay? I need you to understand something. This time, totally different. I know, okay, you're going to say Korea, you're going to say Vietnam, you're going to say Afghanistan, okay? You're going to say Iraq. With impunity, you're going to say Somalia, but honestly, you're going to say Libya. Okay, you're going to say Syria. Why are you saying those things? This time it will be fucking different. It'll be different. It'll be different. It'll be good. Okay? Unlike those previous instances, Iran, Chile, any number of different countries, obviously, this time it will be good. It will be good. It'll be so good. And I think you guys just hate good. You hate good. You hate America. And you hate when America does good things. Trump says oil companies will go to Venezuela and start making money for the country. Yeah, it's so funny that they're just like open about it this time around, which I guess, like I said, I kind of appreciate.
Even to their people. The dictator and terrorist, Maduro, is finally gone in Venezuela. People are free. They're free again.
I would like to thank
a long time for them, but they're free. America is a safer nation. This morning, it's a prouder nation this morning because it didn't allow this horrible person and this country that was doing very bad things to us.
Hold on. Venezuela's opposition leader and potential next president, totally justifiable, totally normal.
Safer place to be. So I want to thank
Netanyahu. I would like to thank Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
I worked with some that just weren't good.
It's so funny.
But this guy is fantastic.
This has to be AI. No, I think it's one of those AI translations. But if you guys don't realize how much Machado is pro-Israel, you're out of your mind. Are you kidding me? She has literally demanded. She has begged Israel. She said first of all, Juan Guaido did the same exact thing, guys. Okay, Juan Guaido, instead of taking advantage of the constitutional power that he had as the interim leader, okay, he came to the United States of America and said, I'm going to do two things. Privatize all the oil refineries so you can extract it for pennies on the fucking dollar, pure profit, and also I will move the embassy to Jerusalem. That's it. These guys literally, like, I don't know if it's because they're on the outside and they look at like what America looks like from the outside and they think, oh no, obviously Israel runs the country and that's the reason why they say stuff like that. But like for them, from their perspective, it is a consistent position. They don't just say, oh, we're going to give you guys like all the gold and all the bounty, you can plunder it. But also they will literally say like, and we are, going to be super pro-Israel if you let us into power. And that is unironically what Machado was saying as well, over and over again. She just kept repeating over and over again, I'm going to let you plunder the country. You can literally rape the country. It's totally fine. That's actually what I want you to do. And also I'm pro-Israel, M Israel high.
Operation off. And no other president has ever shown this kind of leadership.
I'm sorry, for the chatters who really want to hear Pete Kegsbreath, DUI rapist, defense secretary Pete Kegsbreath. I'm sure he has something really competent to say.
Our will anywhere, anytime.
Just like how Venezuela raped the USA. Explain to me how Venezuela has raped the United States of America.
Justice, all on full display in the middle of the night. Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't.
Hasan, who will hold anybody accountable for these evil motherfuckers? I think no one. I'll be honest with you. Moments like this, I do wish that there is a God, and I do wish that there is a heaven and hell, because I do think that like these people deserve eternal damnation, eternal hellfire for all of the monstrous bullshit that they commit to. And before people understand, like, because I know there's probably a lot of people who are like, I hate Maduro, like he's a bad guy, he stole the last election, or even people who say like, his influence was waning in Venezuela and all this stuff, right? None of that justifies what America's doing, and none of that, I mean, you'll see. I think what will happen next will shock you if you think that this is a good thing overall. It's not a good thing overall. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing when America decides to intervene in the affairs of other countries, especially like this. So what are you going to do with your 50 million trader money now, you fake socialist? I don't even know what that means. What do you mean $50 million in fake socialism money? I don't know. I'm going to fund the Bolivarian revolution again. I'm going to give it so they can get more the $50 million that I have, that I won from the poly market bet, I'm going to give directly back to the Venezuelan population so they can buy another fucking flank of S-300s that they can't use when fucking American Chinook helicopters are flying over Caracas. And I'm just sitting there watching it from afar going, oh, that's really cool. I'm really glad that you guys bought all those fucking Russian fighter jets so you could shove it up your fucking asshole. What kind of country are you? How fucking pathetic. No sovereignty whatsoever. America comes in and just rolls its dick all over your fucking capital, and you just sit there and you eat that dick. Jesus Christ, dude. As a Turkish American as well, looking at what just took place yesterday, oh my fucking God. The United Nations is sitting around literally doing absolutely nothing. Canada will do nothing. Donald Trump's already talking about how he's going to do this to Mexico now. Okay? Fucking awesome, dude. We are literally the Nazi country on the planet now. I mean, obviously it was Israel that we talk about when we talk about how the modern Nazis are now Israel, right? But we are literally behaving like the Fourth Reich. And this time it's obviously a little bit different because we have nukes. And, the only other countries that can actually achieve any level of sovereignty are also nuclear armed nations as well. It's really terrifying to see this. And yeah, that's it. We just get to violate every country's sovereignty. Donald Trump is already fantasizing about doing the same kind of ass fucking to Mexico. that he just did to Venezuela because he's bored, because he's bored. He wants to go hang out with his pedophilic elite friends. He wants people to stop yelling at them. He wants maybe some of his pedophilic elite friends in the Epstein files to go and make more imperial super profits from the global south. That's how it is. And before people say like, oh, you're mad, lol, or whatever, brother, you will not see a crumb of these benefits. Okay, if you think you're going to see a crumb of these benefits, you might as well already go outside of the Peter Thiel Foundation and directly tell Peter Thiel, I am your blood boy. My asshole is yours for the taking. I will satisfy you every step of the way, because you're not going to get anything out of it, right? It's just not going to happen. These guys, they're all going to fucking continue making super profits. And that's always going to be trapped in a handful of people that are super, super wealthy. You're never going to see a piece of that. And you're constantly going to be sitting around in your crusty ass boxers at home that have holes on it, eating fucking Doritos, looking at the TV in a dark room, wondering how things got so bad. But at least America's powerful. At least America gets to project power with our pedophile president who's fucking falling asleep right here. And that's what it is. You don't get to see a single piece of that power, obviously, but at least it gives you a power fantasy, right? I'm a fucking loser. I have no money. I hate my job. I'm never going to be able to retire at a reasonable age. But at the same time, America's a powerful country, and I think we can do cool shit like extract a foreign nation's leader in Caracas. America gets to rape the planet, and we all just sit there and we can just be like, oh, fuck, this shit sucks. Or you can be one of those dumb fucking losers who voted for the America First president and at least now gets to feel happy that we did something kind of cool. Like, I saw this in a movie, brother. We got tier 1 operators. Come on, special forces. How can you not love that? And it's like, well, you're not going to get a crumb of that. And you actually voted for the America First president, so he wouldn't do that. And instead, he would actually fix the potholes in your fucking neighborhood. But the reality of the matter is those potholes are never going to get fixed because you're dumber than dirt and you actually celebrate fucking bullshit like this. And you are advocating for your own demise. Anyway, let's keep going. I haven't seen this short general before. Let's see what he has to say.
Local time. And the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective, and isolated the area to ensure the safety and security of the ground force while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force in self-defense. One of our aircraft...
Yeah, the Chinese special envoy was in Caracas. That was part of the reason why I was like, oh, the Russian government asked for a carve-out and protection for ships that were actually leaving the Venezuelan coastline and going to Russia, which America said yes to. And on top of that, the Chinese special envoy was in Caracas for the last 2 days. This, of course, led me to falsely believe that Donald Trump is actually a reasonable person and will maybe posture a little bit, but ultimately will allow these countries to continue doing trade with Venezuela. It turns out I was wrong. I was wrong on multiple accounts. Here's how I was kind of right, but I was mostly wrong. Donald Trump is insane, okay? And I know that my number one policy that hasn't changed throughout the years, which has actually gotten me into trouble before as well, is that you can't just assume someone's going to do an insane thing. Like a world leader is going to do something insane, right? The reality of the matter is there has to be a little bit of rationale for every state action, right? And unfortunately, the thing is, sometimes they are just fucking insane, right? Like when you look at the situation, you're like, oh, what's the reasoning behind this? Like, what's the rationale behind this, right? And it's ironic because I was like, oh, I'm probably going to jinx this because I said, you know, Donald Trump won't fucking invade Venezuela or China won't invade Taiwan. But I mean, I guess I still am standing by the China thing, but who knows anymore? I mean, I'm just wrong. I'm just wrong. Every time I say a country won't invade another country because it's such a stupid decision, it's so fucking insane, it's so destabilizing. Every time I say that, and it's only been twice, but it's weird that it's happened twice in such a spectacular fashion. It just happens, you know? But in any case, it's very obvious that, America's always operated off of might is right politics. For those of you who don't know, might is right politics is what are you going to do about it as a principle, right? Anyway, let's hear what Trump has to say about these questions now.
Paid for by the oil companies directly. They will be reimbursed for what they're doing, but it's going to be paid. And we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. As you know, it was just a minor flow.
Say Canada won't invade the U.S.
We're going to run it properly. We're going to make sure the people
Canada will not invade the United States of America.
We're going to make sure the people
President
that were forced
Xi,
out of Venezuela
my people yearn for freedom. Please.
Are also taken care of.
Please. China will not invade America in a collaborative effort with the United Nations and Canada and Mexico. China will not invade the United States of America to liberate the American masses. Alongside the entirety of the United Nations, a coalition of the willing, alongside Canada, led by the forces of Marx Carney, and Mexico, led by the forces of Claudia.
Dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gone very,
there you
very
go.
badly.
I said it. Now the opposite will happen. Okay. W prediction time.
We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of
You have to write it on the notepad. The predictions notepad is like the death note.
We could have lost a lot. And we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people.
Guys,
we're going to reimburse.
I know a lot of you are devastated today. I know a lot of you are devastated today, not because you were like big Maduro fans or whatever, but because you believed in the infallibility of the FIFA Peace Prize. And for many of you who believed in the FIFA Peace Prize and what that stood for, a prize that was invented, a long time ago, of course, I know a lot of you are thinking to yourselves, how could FIFA fail us like this? Okay? Why did they give a peace prize to a man who then turned around and bombed a foreign nation? As a matter of fact, an award-winning president. 7 countries. Bombed 7 countries, dude. Respect. Who could do that other than Israel, okay? America and Israel only, okay?
Talk about a dead country. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Your Nick Fuentes prediction came true, frame 1. Oh, he's definitely celebrating this shit.
It required leadership. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance at one of those people.
He already flip-flopped on Venezuela. He already turned around and said it was good to bomb Venezuela, Monroe Doctrine, shit like that. But then was like, oh, maybe it's bad actually because, maybe this benefits Israel or something. Like he's inconsistent. He doesn't have like a real firm commitment to anything. And I suspect he doesn't even have a real firm commitment to anti-Semitism either. I think he's just like farming the anti-Semitism stuff. I mean, is he an anti-Semite? Absolutely. Will he maintain that position? Certainly to a degree. But I think he will like, if he had a crumb of clout from institutional Republicans, he'd drop this Israel shit in a heartbeat. Like he would never go as hard on Israel or Jews if it meant like he could be, I don't know, Charlie Kirk.
Make Venezuela great again. Very simple. He does have to watch his ass.
Mr. President, did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved.
Sure. We call members.
Bro, if you're not a Venezuelan, shut the fuck up. Every single Venezuelan is against you. I don't care. Okay? I genuinely don't care. I don't even give a shit about Maduro, and I certainly don't care about what what people are saying about how this is awesome, this is cool. I care about America as an American citizen, okay? And I think raping Venezuela like this so that a bunch of Trump's pedophilic friends can continue drawing up Imperial super profits is probably not beneficial for American citizens. If you don't care about your own country and you don't care about Venezuela potentially turning into another fucking Iraq, then I don't care either, okay? I'm looking at this simply from the perspective of where my tax dollars are going. So how about you shut the fuck up, okay? None of this standpoint theory bullshit. None of this they're going to welcome us as liberators bullshit. I don't give a fuck, okay? The Iraqis said the same thing too. Okay, look at them now. Oh, Libya, we are welcoming the intervention. This is great. We're going to fucking kill Gaddafi with a bayonet. We're going to shove a bayonet in his asshole. Look how wonderful Libya turned out. Look how wonderful Iraq turned out. Look how wonderful Syria is turning out. I don't give a shit. I don't care about the fucking local population's demands. And neither do these guys. You think this guy gives a shit, dumbass? If you're a fucking Venezuelan in the United States of America right now because you escaped because you hated the Maduro repression, you hated the fact that your economy was on fire, partially, you know, because of this fucking dipshit to begin with. And now you're hearing him quite literally state over and over again that you're a rapist, decapitator, terrorist who is a drug dealer of epic proportions that must be deported instantly. And you're still going around thinking that this guy has your best interest at heart. I think you're a fucking idiot, you know? What do you want me to say? You're a fucking moron. You literally do not have any understanding of how hard you are getting fucked right now. You're getting fucked on both ends, okay? So no, I don't care. I don't care about standpoint theory. This is not a fucking liberal stream, okay? There is no bodies in spaces happening here. You can't just come in here and be like, oh no, as a Venezuelan, this is great actually. I don't care.
The biggest beneficiary are going to be the people of Venezuela. And also, I can't stress this strongly enough, the people that got thrown out of Venezuela that are now in the United States.
Yeah,
and
now
frankly,
he's threatening
some want to
Colombia,
stay, and
now
some
he's threatening
probably want to
Mexico.
go back. Yeah.
So, Mr. President, what is being done to protect Americans in the country, and were any of the detained Americans
Well, right now they're
rescued
very
last
protected
night?
because nobody's going to mess with us. They're very protected. The people of, and we let them know that you better not touch one of them.
Are you concerned that bad elements of the Maduro regime will remain in place?
Well, we know who they are. We're on them, and they're acting much differently now than they would have acted 2 days ago.
And what can you
Okay,
say
wait,
about
behind you, please.
Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America first?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with stability. We want to surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that country. It's very important that we protect it. We
Did
need
you
that
catch
for
him saying
ourselves.
he's
We need that
confident
for the
Maduro's
world.
vice president will
And
help
we want to make
make
sure we can
Venezuela great
protect
again?
it.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Yes, sir,
so
please.
that actually changes the calculation a little bit. That means Ukraine is
It's
fucked.
an interesting
Okay,
case.
I mean Ukraine was already fucked, but Ukraine is actually omega fucked. That means that there's a likelihood that this was like a deal that they designed with Russia. You know, you do whatever the fuck you want in Ukraine. You rape and pillage Ukraine all day, every day. We take Venezuela. You know,
it's very similar.
a little bit of a side deal there.
But we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba.
Because the VP, if I'm not mistaken, I think the vice president is currently in Russia, right?
I just gave you a statement a few minutes ago about, you know, when the president speaks, you should take him seriously. So suffice it to say, you know, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile but incompetent nonetheless. It has no economy. It's in total collapse. And by the way, you know,
One thing you should always ask yourself is, what is kidnapping a foreign nation state's leader going to do for my grocery prices, right? Like, am I actually benefiting from this? If you want to do that super selfish calculation, do the super selfish calculation, right?
Yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned, at least a little bit.
Cutting off the oil flow to Cuba from Venezuela?
Well, the president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned,
Hasan, I've been having deja
sanctioned
vu,
oil,
but he's older.
it's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's an
The answer is yes.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Is the U.S. aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
how many hesitations about Machado as the
Mr.
next leader?
President, on Monday,
Oh, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be
Mr.
the
President,
Is it possible that the U.S. ends up administrating Venezuela for years?
Oh, shit.
Well, you know, it won't cost us anything because the money coming out of the ground is very substantial, so it's not going to cost us anything.
Oh
We will.
no! Okay,
We
so
want safety
so they
there.
might have
We wanna
actually
be
cut a deal
surrounded
with
by
Russia then.
Countries that aren't
Oh
housing
my
all
God,
of
they
our
might have
enemies
actually.
all over the world. That's what that was.
Okay,
happening.
never mind.
You don't want to have that, but we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil
So what? They just cut a deal with the fucking military hardliners, the party hardliners, the military, and like Maduro's vice president. Is that what it is? And Maduro's VP is
everything that we spend. So it's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place last night. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries, and we also have to have energy. Very important. We have to have energy that's real energy, not where they're getting 4% and 5% of the energy out of the ground. You take a look. It was such a disaster. So what's going to happen? Oh my God!
The money coming out of the ground will fund running the country. Americans, when you enjoy your treats, you are benefiting from this empire. On some level, you're complicit in this. It's so funny to say this because that unironically is the argument that like that's the argument that like third worldists obviously present, and it's understandable for them to say it. But that's also the copium from the right-wing Trump supporters as well, where they're like, no, we actually do benefit from this. Come on, think about it. And it's like, no, you don't. Okay? Like, they don't. It's just only the super, super wealthy. It's not going to have any significant benefit for the average American living in like West Virginia. You know what I mean?
He was the head of the country. He was persecuted very unfairly. And there are a number of them. And we felt that it was a very unfair situation that happened to him. He's also a party member of the man who won. So obviously the people liked what I did. And one of the reasons that was done is because of the fact that the party in power felt very strongly that that man was treated very badly. I studied it very quickly, and then I studied it in great detail. I went to a lot of the people standing behind me, and they felt that that man was persecuted. And so I only give 1/4. I thought the easiest one would be, one of the easier ones would be Russia, Ukraine. It's not. And they both have done some pretty bad things. And look, that's Biden's war. That's not my war. 27,000 the month before. 30,000, the 2% that they weren't paying. They weren't paying 2, now they pay 5. And we send them
Narcan mass availability, all the stuff.
Missiles and various other things, a lot. And they pay. The United States is not losing money. We're probably making money on that. It's the last thing I care about. I just want to stop all those people. We're losing 25, 30,000 human beings.
What did my sex panther
that come
Hakeem
from
Jeffries
two places
say?
that are very far away. But if I can stop, because it's something I've been pretty good at doing, deals, I guess. It's all a deal. Life is a big deal. But if I can stop that war and stop 30,000 young people, in addition to the fact that people are being killed in Kiev, people are being killed in other cities throughout, a much smaller number, but they're being killed, viciously killed. So I'm not happy about it. I thought that would be something that would get solved. We have Mr. Witkoff here. I think that we're making progress, but that's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, it would have never happened. Putin says it. Everybody says it. If I were president, that would have never happened. But I inherited that war. That was Joe Biden, Zelensky, and Putin. I came into the situation, and it's a mess. And I will say this. I watched an operation last night that was so precise, that was so brilliant. I mean, it was incredible. If we had our people, like this general and our people involved, that war would not have gone on very long, that I can tell you. That war, to use an old term, that war has become a bloodbath. And we want it to get stopped. Thank you very much.
Are you concerned a rogue Venezuelan general can take over the country?
Can you talk about your conversation with the vice president?
Anyway, this is definitely not the right attitude of a FIFA Peace Award recipient. I agree. It's very cool. He said Cuba next. He said Mexico next. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that took place. Mexico better figure it out. Piers Morgan, incredible operation. Maduro was protected by massive security. How Delta Force got him out will be the stuff of movies. Yeah, scoops from mainstream media. Venezuela's Maduro was captured by Delta Force, U.S. military's elite special mission unit. Sources tell me. It's so funny. It reminds me of like, you know how people fucking say stuff like, oh, dude, remember who you're fighting for? You know, that kind of thing. Remember who you're fighting for? And it's like the fucking grunt and the helmet, and there's a photo inside of it. And it's just, inside of that photo should just be a photo of this, and then a photo of Jeffrey Epstein, and a photo of maybe Benjamin Netanyahu, you know? Like, if you're in the Delta Force and you're like, hell yeah, brother, I trained my whole life so I can fucking do hoorah shit, do cool ass military stuff like I watched in the movies. And then you take your helmet off and you look down at it and it's just a photo of a fucking countries with the largest oil reserves. Remember who you're doing this for, okay? You are fighting for the bottom line of Exxon, Chevron, Shell Corporation, Halliburton, British Petroleum. You are fighting for them. Okay, you're not fighting for yourself. You're not fighting for anybody. You're not fighting for freedom, democracy, any of these fucking bullshit ass liberal values that people actually use to. Yep, that's it. Yep, exactly. Never forget who you're fighting for, okay? Just remember that you're fighting for this. What do you say? What do you do? America's on autopilot. That's just the reality. It's like 70% of the country could be like, I don't want this to happen. And Trump will be like, nope, it's happening. And everyone thinks it's awesome.